If you're sick of falling on and off the wagon, this video is for you. This is number 2 in a 4-part series. Now, when we're talking about resilience, we need to understand what resilience is. We need to understand what discipline is. And my definition of resilience and discipline is being adaptable and taking goal-aligned decisions under pressure. The key part being under pressure. In this video, I'm going to give you another powerful tool that can help you stay disciplined and resilient when life hits. For those of you who don't know, my name's Imtiaz and I help business owners on mindset so they can grow their business. I've got a few tools down below. Please check them out and make sure that you're subbing to this channel for the next few videos that are going to help you out massively stay disciplined, dominant, and dangerous in your life and business. Let's go. Most people think that resilience is about motivation, about just getting it done, just shutting the fuck up, sucking it up, buttercup, and getting on with it. David Gogginsing your way through anything. You see, that approach only works very short term. And if you're operating that way, I'm going to tell you that you will be on and off the wagon for as long as you live, because that approach always collapses under pressure. You see, this has got nothing to do with your character. And don't get me wrong, I come across as hard-nosed. Sometimes I might tell you, shut the fuck up and get on with it. That's cool. You do need an element of that when you're facing somebody who's been a bit of a fanny. But the real issue is that you haven't learned the system yet. And I'm going to give you that today. You see, the great thing with the system, it can be installed into absolutely everyone and anyone, and it can deliver a definite result, a guaranteed result. Now, before I get into today's training, I want to let you know that the waitlist is open for the Syndicate. The spots are limited as always, and the best candidates will be chosen. So if you are a business owner and you're struggling with discipline and resilience in your day-to-day life and it's affecting your business, this might be for you. Put your name down on the waitlist. It's not a commitment. It's simply you registering your interest. It's simply you raising your hand and saying, this could be for me. Anyway, let's get back into it. So you've committed to eating healthy, to reaching out to new clients, to posting content every day, and everything's going really well up until you have a stressful moment. And that could be something going on in your personal life. You could get ill. You could have a tax bill that you weren't expecting. Now, the issue is your system only allows for perfect conditions, because when shit hits the fan, you can't follow through on the actions that you were so dedicated to in the beginning. You revert to your default setting, like everybody does. So we've already spoke about actions and we've closed the gap on that in our previous video. Now we are going to tackle the decision custard of our resilience and discipline trifle. This is you with your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, and everything is going absolutely fine. You're smashing it, killing it until something happens. And at this point, you are faced with a fork in the road. You see, this path over here leads to your goals. But this path over here leads to fucking nowhere. You see, the path to nowhere is easy and comfortable. And it's convenient. But it is also expensive as shit. It costs you time, money, it costs you relationships, and it's also costing you health. So you can imagine when you are faced with stress and you are faced with this fork in the road, you end up drinking, smoking, junk food, procrastinating, watching Netflix, mentally masturbating on YouTube, normal masturbating on Pornhub. Yes, this is over here. And we know that road takes us to nowhere. However, the path on the right-hand side is, at times, let me choose a different color. It is uncomfortable. It's difficult, it's hard. And it's inconvenient at times. But it actually is an investment. It actually gives you these things over here. It gives you more time. It gives you more money, better relationships, improves your health. It's a no-brainer. But for some fucking reason that is unbeknown to me, we take this fucking path here like a dickhead every time. And we can go nowhere really fast. It can happen when we are under stress, like I mentioned. So what do? What actually happens in that moment? Even though we know this road is no good for us, we get into a conversation with a very, very dangerous yet charismatic individual. And this guy is, let's get some sunglasses, the negotiator. Now, the negotiator comes across as caring, logical, but he's a cunt. He's a full-blown cunt, and his only purpose is to distract you from what needs to be done and take you down this bad path. Now, the negotiator has 3 powerful weapons, and it's an acronym. It's TFL. Time, feelings, and logic. These are the 3 weapons that he uses. So the time weapon sounds like this. The conversation sounds like this. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe later. Maybe after I finish this recording session. Maybe after the call. Maybe somewhere later this week. Sounds pretty fair in the moment. And I'm sure you have these conversations with yourself. I'm pretty sure you have these conversations with the negotiator, even more so when you're stressed, even more so when you're under pressure. The second weapon, feelings. I feel tired. I feel like I deserve this. I feel too fucking hot. I feel cold. I feel like I sound like Usyk right now, the boxer. I'm very feel. But you get the point. At this moment in time, the negotiator is saying, I care about you. I really do. I really take into account and empathize with how you're feeling. And what happens? You go on the path to nowhere. And finally, for me, this is the most dangerous weapon of them all. It's logic. It is, I'll see how the rest of this week goes. I will have a think about it. Sounds logical. But you know it's complete fucking bullshit. So now we should be really excited. Let me tell you why we should be really excited. Because we know the arsenal of the negotiator within you. This charismatic, good-looking, absolutely stud of a guy, reminds me of somebody, or individual, is going to use these 3 weapons. And the good thing is, now that we know that he's got these 3 weapons in hand, we also know how we are going to defend them. I'm going to run you through exactly now. So with the weapon of time, I'll get onto a new page. So with time, our first line of defense is having a fucking schedule. Honestly, the amount of people and even business owners that I know are operating absolute amateurs is ridiculous. Even guys who come into the program initially don't keep a schedule. Some of them don't anyway. And even if they do, they don't stick to it. That's the key. There's no point having a schedule if you are just going around willy-nilly doing what you want anyway. So, number 1, have a schedule. Number 2 is stick to it. So, this is the golden rule. If it's in the schedule, it cannot be moved. It cannot be negotiated. None of this, I'll do it later. I'll put it off till later in the day. If you say you're going to train at 6 o'clock in the morning, train at 6 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise, you do not do it at all. You make it a binary decision. And let me tell you why it works. Answer this question. What's harder, dieting or fasting? Dieting's harder because there is room for negotiation. However, with fasting, it is a definitive no, you cannot eat. It's very simple. It's binary. It's either on or off. So you've got to remove all negotiation with your time. The second weapon, which was feelings. Now, feelings remind me of my ex-wife. They are unpredictable, they are subjective, and they are temporary. Just like the fucking weather, okay? So does it make sense for us to make a decision based on something that's temporary, subjective, and unpredictable? No. It's an unreliable source of information. We cannot take any data from feelings rationally. We can't apply it and we cannot use it. It simply doesn't make sense to do anything with our feelings, to make a decision based off feelings. And it's easier said than done. However, the rule for feelings is fuck your feelings. It does not matter how you feel. And we can relate it back to this as well. If it's in your calendar, it doesn't matter how you feel. You're going to get it done at 6 o'clock regardless of how you feel. And finally, we have the third weapon, logic. Now, logic sounds very reasonable. The conversation goes like this. I'll think about it. I'll see how the rest of this week goes, and then I'll make a decision. But in this situation, you've got 3 fucking options. You can either avoid it, delay it, or do it. And there's only one of those options that gives you the result that gets you to take action, and that is doing it. So the rule for logic is, once I have enough info, I take immediate action. So going back to this guy over here and the weapons he possesses, the rule ultimately is we do not negotiate. We do not negotiate with this negotiator. I've implemented this in my life with my phone, honestly, and it's completely changed it. I actually externalize this person. Instead of thinking I'm the issue, the negotiator is the issue. You can even give him a fucking name. Mine's called Tim. He isn't really. I've just thought of that now. But you get the point. And we know what weapons he possesses. Mike Tyson's got a very famous quote. And the quote goes something like this. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Until you're under stress. Your plan is perfect until you're under stress. And when you are under stress, you end up nowhere fast, purely because you negotiate. So you need to build that muscle over time. You need to learn to not negotiate. It's going to be difficult in the beginning, but over time you'll become resilient, you'll become more disciplined because you actually utilize this fucking system and this framework. Like I said earlier, there are some tools, some free tools that you can use below in the description. Please make sure you go and check them out. If you haven't watched video 1, go check that out. Also, if you're interested in working with me, doors open at the end of the month, but put your name on the waitlist. I will select the best applications and I will get back to you. I'll catch you on the next one.